Narayana namaskritya
Narayana namaskritya
naram chaiva narottamam
naram chaiva narottamam
devim saraswati vyasam
devi saraswati vyasam
to jaya mudiraye
tato jaya mudiriyate
aishu bhadreshu
vishu
nityam bhagavata sevaya
nityam bhagavata sevaya
bhavati uttam shloke
Shrutam sloke
bhaktir bhavati naishtaki aya vaya devaki nandanaya cha
devaki nandanaya cha
kumaraya
nandakumaraya
namo namaha. Hare Krishna. We are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second chapter, shlok 24. Parthiva daruno dhumas
Parthivaruno dhumas
tasmadagnistrayimaya
tasmad agni trayimayas
tamasastu rajas
tastu rajasmasta
tattvam yad brahma darshanam.
yad brahma darshanam.
Okay. Anybody wants to volunteer to read the translation?
Yes, Prabhu. Firewood is transformation of earth. Sorry, Mataji, somebody wants to read here.
You can read this. We can have other devotees read the purport.
Firewood is a transformation of earth, but smoke is better than the wood, and fire is still better by fire. We can derive the benefits of superior knowledge through Vedic sacrifices. Similarly, passion, rajas, is better than the ignorance, tamas. But goodness, sattva, is best because by goodness one can come to realize the absolute truth.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
So basically, different levels are being mentioned of the modes. So the
modes of
goodness out of the three, and then after goodness comes passion, and then the last is ignorance. And the comparison is done with smoke and wood, raw wood and fire. So we'll read the purport, then we can have more discussion. So somebody would like to read the purport? Somebody was volunteering earlier. Want to read? Read. My mother will read.
And explain. As explained above, one can get release from the conditioned life of material existence by devotional service to the personality of Godhead. It is further comprehended herein that one has to rise to the platform of the mode of goodness, sattva, so that one can be eligible for the devotional service of the Lord. But if there are impediments on the progressive path, anyone, even from the platform of tamas, can gradually rise to the sattva platform by the expert direction of the spiritual master. Sincere candidates must therefore approach an expert spiritual master for such a progressive march, and the bona fide expert spiritual master is competent to direct a disciple from any stage of the life, tamas, rajas, or sattva.
Okay.
It is a mistake, therefore, to consider that worship of any quality or any form of Supreme Personality of Godhead is equally beneficial, except Vishnu. All separated forms are manifested under the conditions of material energy, and therefore the forms of material energy cannot help anyone to rise to the platform of sattva, which alone can liberate a person from material bondage. The uncivilized state of life, or the life of the lower animals, is controlled by the mode of tamas. The civilized life of man, which a passion for various types of material benefits, is the stage of rajas. The Rajas stage of life gives a slight clue to the realization of the absolute truth in the forms of the sentiments in philosophy, art, and culture with moral and ethical principles. But the mode of sattva is a still higher stage of material quality, which actually helps one in realizing the absolute truth. In other words, there is a qualitative difference between the different kinds of worshipping methods as well as the respective results derived from the predominating deities, namely Brahma, Vishnu, and Hara. Hara?
Hare Krishna. All right. So,
प्रभु जी आप म्यूट पे हैं.
thank you, Mataji. Now you can hear. Hare Krishna. Am I audible now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, Hari Bol. Okay. So, Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport, first paragraph, one has to rise to the platform of mode of goodness so that one can be eligible for devotional service. So, devotional service is usually not accessible very easily. If one is in mode of ignorance or mode of passion, then generally it is not easy one to practice devotional service. But if one is comes in contact with an expert spiritual master, for such a person that he maybe at any stage, tamas, rajas, or sattva, the spiritual master can raise the disciple. Can anybody give any examples where rajas, tamas, people in rajas, tamas were able to go to the highest platform? Any example?
Jagai and Madai, Prabhu.
Okay, good example. Jagai and Madai is a good example. Okay. Question is that who was there in the mode of passion and ignorance, and still because they came in touch with an expert spiritual master, they were elevated to pure devotional service. Yes, good example. So Valmiki is one example, because whom did Valmiki come in touch with to become pure devotee? Yes, Narad Muni. Who was Valmiki before? He was in the mode of ignorance. Why? Why do you say it is he was in the mode of ignorance? Because he was killing animals, right? So he was in the mode of ignorance, but he came in touch with Narad Muni, and then he became highest. What other example?
प्रभु जी विश्वामित्र भी हो सकते हैं. पहले वो रजस में थे, उनको काफी अहंकार था.
Okay. Any other example?
मृगारी.
Yeah, very nice. Who else? Actually, so many people who were in America in the mode of ignorance, Srila Prabhupada came, and Prabhupada's association made them so much advanced. Like once upon a time, there was a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. His name, he's a sannyasi now. His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj. So he was a student of Srila Prabhupada, American, born and brought up in a family of a millionaire. Father was multimillionaire lawyer, and he had everything. And what did he decide? He decided he will take to sannyas, or he will take to full-time Krishna consciousness. And he was traveling different places with Prabhupada. So Prabhupada asked him to manage the Bombay project, Bombay Juhu temple in Bombay. Hare Krishna, very, very famous now. But in those days, it wasn't there. So he was asked by Prabhupada to work on this project and make a temple there. So as they were working, these American people, what happened when Srila Prabhupada was buying this land, the owner of the land, he was very, very, he was corrupt. He was very, very corrupt man. So what he did, same piece of land he sold to 3 people. Same piece of land, which he sold to Prabhupada, he sold to other 2 or more people. And he had such big political contacts and everything. He thought these people, they are Americans. American, when in India, when somebody see foreigners or American, what do they think? What do they think? They think let's make money out of them, right? Let's make money out of them. So he was thinking like this. So he sold to these people, and then there was case going on in Bombay High Court and different places. Case was going on, and Srila Prabhupada, as soon as the deal was final, Prabhupada immediately told his disciples to start worshipping Radha Ras Bihari on the land. There was no temple there, and just those American disciples, they constructed a hut kind of thing there, and they started putting Radha Ras Bihari in a hut and started worshipping them. So Prabhupada already promised that this land we will make a temple for you, Radha Ras Bihari. That was Prabhupada's commitment. So when this person, I think his name was Mr. Nair, if I remember correctly. So Mr. Nair, he was having big political contacts with all the gundas and stuff. So he was trying to figure out. So just like we see the example of Haridas Thakur, how Haridas Thakur was enticed by prostitute who was sent to entice him, and Haridas Thakur was not bewildered. Similarly, these people, they sent some girls to entice Giriraj Maharaj, like that, so that they were like, oh, these are Americans, very easy for them to. And Giriraj Maharaj, because he was fixed in the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, nothing could actually touch him. And previously, if you see, before coming in touch with Prabhupada, they were born in a family where all sorts of things they were born with, eating whatever, beef and different things. They were having whiskey and rum in their homes and everything, right? So all these things were going on, but because they came in touch with Srila Prabhupada, so they were immediately brought to pure devotional service, that they could overcome everything. And there are so many such examples of Prabhupada disciples. So like that, we see that it's not just something which happened like thousands and millions and billions of years ago. It is happening just recently. Just in the last century, this happened. So many people who were not now there were some people who were not able to maintain devotional service. They were Prabhupada's disciples and everything, but when Prabhupada left his body, when Prabhupada left his physical presence in this world, he actually had so many disciples, and some of them, they were, even when Prabhupada was there actually, some of them, they were not able to maintain their sannyas. Some people were sannyasi, but then they wanted to get married. And Prabhupada actually made them married. Prabhupada said, oh, that's okay, you can marry. And even when Prabhupada left, many of the sannyasis who were there, not very strong, they actually ended up marrying. But they're still, when Prabhupada's disciple, they had such a situation. And some of them actually, even when Prabhupada was there, they actually stopped chanting. They were not chanting and everything. So Prabhupada used to say that don't be surprised if somebody stops practicing. Be surprised if they continue practicing. So similarly, many times it happens in our, this thing also, right? Many times devotees are coming to programs, and then, after some time, they stop coming. So then some of the devotees say, Prabhuji, what happened to those devotees? They used to come. What happened? Not coming now. Yes, they're not coming now. What to do? But nothing to be surprised of. That is expected. Just like in a war, a lot of people, soldiers, they go. Not all of them come alive, right? Even in the winning party, some casualties happen even to those soldiers. So similarly, when there is a fight going on with Maya, each and every soldier will not necessarily be able to take that. Some of them will not be able to take that. They'll fall prey to the attacks of Maya. Now, it depends how strongly we are in association of devotees. The strong we are having friendship and association of devotees, the more we will be able to face the attacks, whatever attack comes. The less we are in association of devotees, the more susceptible we are. So Maya, what it does is, the first thing it does is somehow or the other breaks the association. Single out that person. Like, if you see, if many of you remember, if you have to break one stick, very easy to break. But if you actually have, 200 sticks together, then very difficult to break. So when you single it out, you can break. So similarly, Maya, very difficult to break when there is a strong association or community of devotees. So Maya will find a way to single one person out. Maybe create misunderstandings, maybe create, some kind of a feeling in them that, oh, we are now anyways practicing nicely. We don't need to associate every day. Or at least today I should not associate. Or at least today I can miss. I've been attending so many days. Today, one day. Similarly for chanting, one day. Maya doesn't say stop chanting or stop associating or stop going to programs or stop reading Bhagavad Gita. Maya says, not right now. Maybe a little later. Right? So this is how Maya attacks. Maya singles us out. And then we don't even realize we are in Maya. We may be chanting, but our quality of chanting is not there. We may be associating, but our mind is somewhere else. We may be opening Bhagavad Gita, but we are thinking something else. We stop regular association. So all these signs and symptoms that Maya is singling us out and can attack. But when one is really, really grateful, Arey, I don't deserve to be here. Krishna is blessing me with this association. Today is Ekadashi. I'm getting a chance to actually focus only on chanting, hearing, and association. I don't have to think about eating or anything. That is such a nice, Krishna is giving me a nice arrangement. So like that, when we are grateful for the opportunities we are given, at that time we'll take it seriously and sincerely. Otherwise, very easy to fall prey to Maya. Like if you see sometimes in the forest, what happens when the lion has to attack a herd of prey? Lion also sees whoever is that lagging behind, maybe a little distance or something, then lion goes and attacks nicely. So similarly, Maya is attacking all the time. Like, where is my? Can you get my beak back? So like that, Srila Prabhupada also made so many devotees, pure devotees, because he had this quality of being an expert spiritual master, like Narad Muni. This is how Lord Chaitanya also took the best people and made them the devotees. So like, how do we chant? We all chant like this, right? This. So this is like a gun, right? Gun is also like this. So when we have picked up the gun, so then in front of us is actually Maya. Maya has also picked up a gun. So now fight has begun. As soon as you beat back, you have taken, that means war. You have already said, I am ready to do war with Maya. This is how it is. War, why? Because Maya will immediately attack our mind. Like one devotee was mentioning, 5-day test match one can watch attentively every single ball. Yes. Right? One whole day, 8 to 10 hours of cricket match one could watch without, missing a single ball. 3 hours movie we can be focused on. But if somebody asks us to do 5 minutes of japa, one round, our mind will go every single place in the world and will not focus on the Mahamantra. And those who are doing 16 rounds, somehow or the other, the ecstasy comes as soon as 16 rounds are over. Before that, there is no ecstasy. So that means some problem is there in our chanting. Inattentive chanting will give us very minimal results. Attentive chanting is extremely important. And even if it's not attentive, but we are struggling to be attentive, that is what Krishna sees. How much we are struggling, how much we are eager, how much we are wanting. And all the other things, association of devotees, reading of Bhagavad Gita, reading of Bhagavatam, they are doing arti to the deities, they all actually help us in doing attentive chanting. The more we are doing the other things nicely, the more our chanting will be attentive. Slowly, you'll see your chanting will get attentive. And you have to try. It's not going to happen passively. Nobody comes first in the class passively. They work hard. Nobody top IIT or IIM or MIT, for example, here in the US. They have to work hard, do so many applications. Ivy League college universities, nobody gets there passively. They have to work hard for it. Take so many steps. So similarly, here also Krishna consciousness is an active process, actively. And it's dynamic. It actually works, reciprocates in the same way in which we approach. So that is what is being explained. And then Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport, it is a mistake, therefore, to consider that worship of any quality or any form of the Supreme Lord is equally beneficial. Sometimes people think, oh, all paths go to the same place. Any form you worship, you will get benefit. That is actually wrong. It's not like that. Except Vishnu, all separated forms are manifested under the conditions of material energy, and therefore the forms of material energy cannot help anyone to rise to the platform of sattva, which alone can liberate a person from material bondage. So if we worship in the modes of material and passion and ignorance, then such worship will actually bind. We'll have desires. Mode of passion means desire. We'll go to the demigods for fulfilling desires. Demigods will fulfill desires and the cycle will continue. But actually, if we worship Lord Vishnu, then there is some hope of coming out. The uncivilized state of life or the life of lower animals is controlled by the modes of tamas. So here the example is given that how animals are grossly in the mode of ignorance. And if humans also act in the same way, then that is like animals. Civilized men, they will be passion here, with passion of various types of material benefits. That is rajas. This is conditioned stage of life that we want desires. So rajas stage of life gives a slight clue to this realization of the absolute truth in the forms of fine sentiments in philosophy, art, and culture with moral and ethical principles, but the mode of sattva is still higher stage. So in mode of passion, one may have different other aspects, like Prabhupada is saying, there is some sense of absolute truth in the sentiments of philosophy, art, culture, moral and ethical principles, but sattva is still higher stage of material equality, material quality, which actually helps one in realizing the absolute truth, right? Sattva, and especially, as we advance from sattva, then we know more about the absolute truth. In other words, there is a qualitative difference between different kinds of worshipping methods, as well as the respective results derived from predominating deities, namely Brahma, Vishnu, and Hara. So Hara is Lord Shiva, Hare is Srimati Radharani, and Hari is Krishna, or Supreme Lord. Okay. Anybody else would like to share any points from this? Any? Does it make sense what we discussed so far?
Different kinds of worshipping methods.
Different kind of method means different forms of the demigods.
Yeah, Brahma, Vishnu.
Brahma, Vishnu, Hara, or any other. Okay. So there is a difference. It's not that all are same. That is the point here.
I have a question.
Hare Krishna. Yes, please.
So if you're saying that for passion, if you are worshiping like demigods, that desire will happen. But if you are like worshiping like Vishnu and Krishna, you're not in that cycle of passion anymore. Is that correct?
So if you are worshipping demigods, then you will remain in the stage of passion. But if you worship Krishna, even if you are in the stage of passion and you are asking for material desires, then also it is better to worship Krishna, because slowly, if you keep worshipping Krishna, Krishna will purify within your heart such propensity. I'll show you here. In the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling here those people who don't come to him and those who come to him. So can you read this 15th?
Me read them?
Yeah, you want them 15.
Okay. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheist nature of demons, do not surrender unto me.
Okay, now read the 16th.
O best among Bharatas, 4 kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me. The distress, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and who is searching for knowledge of the absolute.
Thank you, Isha. So nicely you read. So he is mentioning though there are some people who are very foolish. They are actually not very advanced in their spiritual intelligence. So they are very low in their spiritual intelligence amongst the whole mankind. And they don't have very good knowledge either. Their knowledge is covered by illusory energy. Illusory energy makes them think there is no God. So they become like atheistic. So these people, they don't come to Krishna. They don't have anything to do with Krishna. So unfortunately, they have to suffer one life after the another. On the other hand, there are 4 kinds of pious men, Krishna is saying, who begin to render devotional service. So those who begin to render devotional service initially, they may be distressed. Somebody who may be very distressed, he may be having problems, mental problems, family problems, job problems, school problem, different other kinds of problems. So they are under distress, any kind of distress it may be. So they may, instead of going to the liquor bar and drinking wine, or instead of going to somewhere else, they are going to Krishna. So Krishna is really appreciating that even though they are distressed, but they are coming to me. Then there are some people who are desiring wealth. So wealth means they want nice home, nice family, nice job, nice, environment. All of them, they want nice, right? Nice health, basically everything. So they have a lot of desires. So desire for wealth and different things. So these people also could go to some other rich man or some other person, but they are actually also coming to Krishna. They may be going to so many other things doing, but they are also coming to Krishna. So therefore Krishna is saying they are pious men. Pious means good people. Then there are people who are inquisitive. They want to know more. They want to learn more. They want to see what is there in Bhagavad Gita, what is there in the Vedas, what is there in scriptures, what is religion, what is the purpose of life, what is there. So all these people are inquisitive. So they also are called as pious people. And then fourth is those who are searching for the knowledge of the absolute truth. There are some people who are searching for this knowledge of what is the best thing. So that is also, they are also pious people. So this is how there are different types of pious people. So here, if you see, Prabhupada is explaining. These persons come to Supreme. Can you read this, Isha? The one highlighted.
Yeah, okay. These persons come to the Supreme Lord for devotional service under different conditions. These are not pure devotees because they have some aspiration to fulfill in exchange for devotional service. Pure devotional service is without aspiration and without desire for material profit. The Bhakti Rashmar.
Yeah, Bhakti Samrit Sindhu defines pure devotional. So this is the definition of pure devotional service after that. And then here Prabhupada is saying another thing. Read this.
When these four kinds of persons come to the Supreme Lord for devotional service and completely purified by associations of pure devotee, they also become pure devotees. As
Yes,
far
that
as
is, this is the point. Read this again.
when these four kinds of persons come to the
Which are
Supreme Lord,
who will tell which are the four kinds of person Krishna is talking about here? Prabhupada is talking. Okay, Ansh will tell. No, four kinds of persons. Which is, four kinds of persons are being talked about? Okay, anybody else? One is in distress. Okay, who is the other person?
for material gain,
Yes, for material gains, desire of wealth. Okay, who is the third?
Inquisitive,
Inquisitive. Yes, and who is the fourth?
devotee,
No, fourth is these are none of these are pure devotees. Fourth is the one who is looking for the absolute truth, right? Correct. Jnani. So then all these are actually devotees, but none of them are pure devotees. They are coming to Krishna, so they are devotees. But what happens when these four kinds of persons come to Isha? Can you continue reading? When these four kinds of persons,
starting off from
from the highlighted part, when these
four kinds of persons come to the Supreme Lord for devotional service and are completely purified by the associations of a pure devotee, they also become pure devotees.
Yes. So when they come to Krishna, they meet pure devotees. And when they meet pure devotees, they also get completely purified by the association. So association of pure devotee makes other pure devotee. Does it make sense? So
Yeah.
if desires, it is much better to worship Krishna. And when we keep worshipping Krishna, when Krishna is happy from you, then Krishna will give you association or devotee. If Krishna is little bit happy, then he will fulfill your material desires. But if Krishna is very, very happy, then he'll give association or devotees. So we should make Krishna very, very happy. Then we'll get association of devotees. And when we get association of devotees, pure devotees, then we also become pure devotee. And when we become pure devotee, then all those things which are problematic in the heart, all the negative mentality, negative feelings, everything goes away. So one becomes completely pure. Does it make sense?
Yeah, how do we make Krishna like really, really happy? Oh, by
Really,
chanting him.
really, really happy means when Krishna gives association, we should take the association. That will make Krishna happy. You should
Okay.
value association. So Krishna is giving you association, but you don't take the association. That is just like somebody is giving you a gift, a very valuable gift, and you're just throwing it away. Will you like very much if you give someone a gift and that person just throws it away?
No.
No, right? So similarly, Krishna, when he is very, very happy from somebody, he gives them association or devotees. But let's say if we don't take the association or devotees and when we just take it cheaply and just kick it out, then that is something which will not make Krishna very happy. But if we take the association of devotees, then that makes Krishna very happy. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So the more we take association, the more we get pure, the more we all the things which are problematic, they go away. So this is the first step, to associate with devotees and hear from them about Krishna. This is the first step, Shravanam. And the other thing is hearing Bhagavatam, this Bhagavatam which we are reading. Yes, Ansh wants to say a song.
Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Ravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Bandhanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmanivedanam.
Hare Krishna, very nice. Wow. So these are the 9 processes by which we can please Krishna. These, and here in this particular section is mentioned that all those things which are troubling our heart, they all can get destroyed and go away. How it happens? We will read. So Isha, can you read this?
By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and the Bhagavatam and the rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service into the personality of Godhead, who is praised by transcendental songs, is established with an irrevocable fact.
Yes. So how this happens? By attendance in class on Bhagavatam. So the more we attend the classes on Bhagavatam and associate devotees and render service to the pure devotees. So pure devotees, you meet go for programs of pure devotees or hear the videos, lectures here. And in that, if they say, okay, let's say pure devotees are saying, okay, read this chapter of this canto. Then you go and read this chapter. So all these things are service. Service means doing what they are telling. If they say, okay, you chant Krishna's name, you chant Krishna's name. If they say, do kirtan, you do whatever they are saying you're doing, that means you're doing service to them. That way you will get a lot of benefit. And when you regularly attend the classes on Bhagavatam, then what happens? Whatever is troubling the heart, it actually completely gets destroyed. Does it answer your question?
Yeah, but what if you hurt a pure devotee?
If you hurt a pure devotee, then you have to go and say sorry.
Will Krishna forgive you?
Okay, Krishna forgive you. First, you have to ask sorry for the devotee. If devotee is pleased, then Krishna is automatically pleased. If devotee is not pleased, then we have to try to please the devotee.
Okay.
Krishna, if you say something to Krishna and chant, then Krishna can still forgive. But if you say something to the devotee, then you have to go to the devotee and say sorry. That's it. And devotees, they are very pleased. Pure devotees, they never even feel bad. Even if you say something to them, they don't feel bad. They will forgive you. But if you say sorry, then you get benefit. Like for example, Durvasa Muni, he made a big mistake. Big mistake. Do you know what he did?
He cursed Krishna's devotee.
Yeah, he actually not just cursed. He made a demon, huge fiery demon to kill. It is like scandal, plotting a way of killing Krishna's devotee. Have you ever done any scandal to kill Krishna's devotee? Have you done, Ansh? Anything like that? How about Isha? Have you ever tried to kill?
No.
No, right? So somebody who did that much bad thing, even that person went and said, sorry, Amrish Maharaj, sorry. And Amrish Maharaj immediately said, no, it's not your fault, it's my fault. So devotee is like that. A devotee think it's my fault only. So if you're thinking you made a mistake, that means you are like a devotee. A devotee thinks that, oh, I made a mistake, I'm sorry. A devotee is never hesitating in saying sorry. Does it make sense?
Yeah. But
So
also
devotee is very easily forgiving everybody. And when they forgive, Krishna automatically forgives. But we should be like this, that, oh, we should serve devotees, we should help devotees. That way, Krishna becomes very, very pleased very, very fast. Very good.
one more question.
Yes, go ahead.
What if what if you just asked for Krishna for forgiveness?
That is also good. If you ask Krishna for forgiveness, then you have to chant. Chanting means, Krishna, I am sorry, I made a mistake, please guide me, help me.
Okay.
Then Krishna will guide you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good questions. Okay, anybody else would like to ask anything from this section which we just read? Or any other questions from the discussion so far? Anyone would like to add anything to what we discussed just now? You want to say something? Ansh wants to say something. Ansh wants to tell a story real quick. Yes, Ansh.
The story of Amrish. Once upon a time, there was a great king called Amrish Maharaj.
Then?
One day, Durvasa Muni came and then he said, I'm going to go and take a bath. So then he went to go and take a bath, and then Amrish Maharaj did not eat a thing, but then he just drank 3 drops of water, and then Amrish Maharaj got very angry.
Who got angry?
Not Amrish Maharaj. Durvasa Muni got very angry, and he pulled out a piece of his hair and created a big demon from it. And then he told that demon to kill Amrish Maharaj. But Vishnu made his chakra go and kill a demon. And then it followed wherever Amrish Maharaj went.
It followed wherever?
Amrish Maharaj,
Who?
Durvasa Muni went. And then
And then? Where did the Muni go first?
to Brahma and then asked him for help.
Okay.
He said that go to Shiva. He went to Shivni and asked for help. He said go to Vishnu. He went to Vishnu and asked for help. Vishnu said go to Amrish Maharaj. He went to Amrish Maharaj and asked
Forgiveness.
forgiveness, and then
And then what happened? Then he was forgiven.
yeah.
Hari Bol. Very nice. Excellent. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Ansh.
Thank you for the story.
Hari Bol, Ansh, very nice. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. All right. Thank you, all the devotees. Anybody else would like to tell any story before we conclude?
प्रभु जी अभी अंश को देखा देख एटलीस्ट शी वांट्स टू चैंट स्मरणम कीर्तनम.
Okay. Yes. Go ahead.
Shavanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasenam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmani Vedanam.
हरि बोल.
Hari Bol.
Krishna. Very nice. Great job. Okay. Thank you so much. Anybody else would like to chant anything or tell any story? Otherwise, we'll conclude. Okay.